That's why I said there's a way that seemeth right unto a man. It said, but the end is destruction. So the ability to distinguish good and evil is what we are talking about here. Hebrews 5 verse 12 to 14. It said, for when ye ought to be teachers, it said, you have need of being taught the first principles of the oracles of God, and you have become as such as have need of milk and not strong meat. Verse 13, it said, for everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, and he is a babe. Verse 14 is my emphasis. It said, but strong meat belongs to them who by reason of use have exercised their senses to discern between good and evil. So dominion through discernment is the capacity to discern between good and evil. No matter how evil is shrouded in what appears to be good, your spirit will judge that this is not of God. You may not have seen any spirit involved, but you just know this is not good. Sometimes the issue might even be good, but it will end bad. You have judged in your spirit that this thing won't end well. At the end, there is evil, and you pull back. And people may be in that matter for 2 years, doing very well. How many of you know MMM? Mantoka parakatoa. Some of us were still growing in discernment. Kalokateva. You see people, how do they put it now? To send out and to collect. There's a way they put it. Okay, you people have discernment. You are discerning. Some grew to guiders. When they became guiders, they didn't cut off in the middle. So it's like falling from an aircraft without parachute. Appear so good, but evil. There were people that, with all the persuasion, they say no. The gain is good, but leave it. Let's watch it first. That's discernment. Many have lost their ministries, lost their careers, lost their businesses because they could not discern. This is why they can't reign in life. So the fortune of 10 years, they threw it into an investment that vanished overnight. And so the 10 years have been eaten by caterpillar worm. That's one of the definition of worm. Canker worm, palmer worm, 20 years investment sank in 1 minute. Is caterpillar. So those of you who are into quick businesses, you need discernment. See, there's a realm beyond a robot or a boat. I know some of you are forex traders. Yeah, I'm not saying anything about anything, but you need discernment to know when to trade and not to trade. This is why you need this. So when I'm teaching you how to get discernment, carry your pen and write fast, because you will need it. Number 3 is the capacity to judge rightly in complex situations. So I'm talking guidance that even you can't explain. The Bible said in Proverbs chapter 3 from verse 5 to verse 6, it said, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on thy own understanding. It said, in all your ways acknowledge him, he will direct your path. See, have you not looked back 2 years into your life and you see the complex contours that you navigated, and you know that you don't have the intellectual capacity to have passed through these parts? It's like your steps were ordered. That's discernment at work. So you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, but it's like walking through a landmine. You know exactly where to keep your steps. You know when to talk. You know when to be quiet. You know when to smile. You know when not to show any impression. All of those navigatory equipments, only discernment can supply them. So you are directed beyond your mind. See, when you find people who reign and dominate in life, they make little mistakes. One of the things that brings you to power, sustained influence, is the capacity to reduce your errors. Because there are certain errors that are called king-size errors. There are people who made a statement in the wrong place and their career ended. They are called king size. So the reason some are not reigning is indiscretion. They made a statement. They took a step when they shouldn't, and it wrecked all their efforts. This is why for dominion to happen, you need discernment. Number 4 is the capacity to test spirits. You have no discernment, and you cannot function in dominion through discernment except as you are able to test spirits. When people talk, you can tell the spirit powering them. Many have married wrongly because they couldn't test spirits. Many have gone into business partnerships that wrecked their lives because they couldn't test spirits. You may not see it, but when they talk, you can tell the character of the spirit that is being manifested. Then you have discernment. 1 John 4 verse 1. Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test every spirit, whether they be of God, because many false prophets are gone into the world. This is where most of us in ministry make errors. I'm telling you, as a minister of God, you'll be shocked. See, people buy people's star to use them in seasons where they are falling. I didn't know that. Young minister growing up, somebody approaches you. Man of God, I'm blessed by your ministry. Before you know what is happening, as we are talking with them, somebody is recording with phone. That's why you see most of these people that everywhere they go, somebody is with phone. Be careful, sir. If not for mercy, some of us wouldn't be here. That's why I love elders. Because sometimes when you don't pick it up, they will now call you and say, this part, tread with caution. That's why you see some of us, there are people that we had public relationship with only once. You'll never find us with them again. Because we couldn't pick it, but people who have a more sound judgment said, you are going far. This road is shortcut. Don't follow it. You will end up in a ditch. You have not heard anything from God, but discernment is called sound judgment. There are indicators that you need to see, and you apply it everywhere. If you have discernment, you'll be able to test spirits. Somebody comes to you and tell you, hey, my brother, my ship is on the high sea. I need 10 billion now. Tomorrow I will give you. You know, you heard tomorrow, then Abba. This is a lying spirit talking. There's no tomorrow in this conversation. Some of you who didn't know, you were not wise. They knock at your door around 1 a.m. Hey, please, my son is convulsing. He's convulsing. I just called the doctor. They say I need 10 million. I need 1 million. I need 100,000. Compassion. You run. As you go to carry money, you know, nobody is convulsing anywhere. He needs that money to buy a car. That's the balance. He promised the car vendor that he will complete the payment tomorrow. You are testing spirit. You come back, you say, Kai, I thought I would be able to give you money now, but can we wait in the afternoon? He said, okay, if it's afternoon. But I thought you said it's an emergency. Can't wait in the morning. You need, sir. Do you know people who are treasurers have carried money of loan, of all these native loan lenders, money lenders, and they borrow people out of sympathy? The person comes and says, I've invested 50 million. It's just 2 million. This is about to go down the drain. And they can't sleep. They sleep. They roll. Lord, but you say we should have compassion. Lord, test spirit first. You will know it's a lie. You give that person that money. You are driving back home in the evening. You see him in Beth, Niger, selecting. That is your money. Then next week they come. You didn't test the spirit to know it's a lying spirit.
When you hold my hands,